sunny day at Six Flags Great America. All the rides were running smoothly and nothing seemed out of the ordinary. Ian Horth and his friends were in the line to get to the ride, The Great Goliath. As they got on the ride, they were expecting nothing out of the ordinary. As the ride began to go to the biggest drop, the ride stopped. Ian and his friends were hanging on for a half an hour. I'm Patrice St and I'm here with Mr. Ian Horth. So tell us about that day.
Well, it was a regular Saturday and I was with my friends at Six Flags and I was going into the line and we were waiting and we weren't really expecting anything bad to happen. And then we got on the ride and then as we were about to make the drop, it just stopped. And then I was hanging and yeah, I just stopped and I thought I was gonna die.
Now, why did you think you were gonna die? You've never experienced anything like this before?
Yeah, I've never felt a feeling of being suspended in air, almost like parallel to the ground. And I just was not ready to die at that time.
Okay. Now, how are your friends feeling?
My friends, some of them were just cool about it. And some of them were just cool about it, and then they just, how do I say this? They didn't really care much.
Okay. Now, what about the other people on the ride that you didn't know? Were they screaming?
There were a lot of children, and they were like young children with their parents, and their parents were trying to calm them down and relax them, but the children were screaming their heads off, crying. Some of them were thinking that they were getting ready to fall out the roller coasters, and others were pushing back on their seat.
Okay, so before getting on the ride, did you think that it was possible for you to get stuck?
I did not think that I would get stuck because I thought that I was going to just be a normal 2-minute long ride, and it's just not what I expected, and it was completely out of the ordinary and just nowhere, and it was just nowhere what I expected if anything happened.
Okay. Now, how did your parents react when they found out, when you told them that you got stuck on the ride?
My parents, well, my dad didn't really seem to care, and when I told him, he just said, oh, well, accidents happen, and this just happens to some people, and he said, you just happen to be one of those people that it happened to. And then my mom, she called like my friends' parents to check on them and see if they were all okay. And then she yelled at me for going on the ride and blamed the ride on me somehow.
Okay. Now, do you wish you would have reacted in a different way? Do you think she could have made the situation a little bit calmer?
Yeah, I wish she would have acted like she cared a little more than just yelled at me and blamed the ride's malfunction on me, which just doesn't make a lot of sense. But she showed like a little more concern. She showed concern to like my friends, but like it was like, don't go on a ride again or it's gonna get stuck.
Now, do you think what she said is right? Do you think you'll ever go on a ride again because of what happened to you?
Yeah, I'll go on a ride again. And if it happens, then it happens, and at least I'll be like prepared and I won't feel like dying again. And I'll probably, there's no way of like knowing if a ride's gonna stop when you go on it. So once you go on a ride, there's no way of actually seeing and as you're going down knowing, oh, the ride's about to stop.
Okay, now once you got off the ride, how did the people who worked the ride, how did they react or how did they respond to you once you got off?
Well, some of them were checking on us and then others were just like staring and watching. And there were a lot of people around the ride in general just watching the area and the ride since we were stuck for half an hour. And lots of the workers were either doing something in like the waiting area or they were checking on us, making sure that everything was okay with us.
All right. So you said so people knew about the ride, and so once you got off, was it a thing that the whole park was talking about?
Yeah, it was one of those things where once it happened, it just, everyone just started talking about it.
Thank you. So that was Ian Horth, and that was his story how he got stuck on the ride.
Woo-hoo.